you're gonna gamble and lose it all. You're gonna bleed and you're gonna cry, but better to fail than never to try. Those are the risks when you're a contender, scars that mark you from a pretender. When no one knocks you down, then you get right back up again, sing it and show them all just who they're fucking with. Oh, I wanna see you rise up, rise up. Oh, I wanna see you rise up, rise up. Oh. Forest falls one tree at a time, so keep your eyes on the prize at the end of the line and be wise. Just remember what the scholars say: when you got one shot, you don't throw it away. Oh, I wanna see you rise up, rise up. Oh, I wanna see you rise up, rise up. Oh, I wanna see you rise up, rise up. Oh, I wanna see you rise. Oh, I wanna see you rise up, rise up. Oh, I wanna see you rise up, rise up. Oh. Rise up, rise up. I see you with your goals and your big ideas, your hopes and dreams that you keep locked behind your fears. Why tarry? Why wait? Tomorrow's fair weather may come too late. You will want to be better, why deny what's true? A dream is just an ambition that you don't pursue. Have courage, be brave. Take a chance or take your chances to your grave. You've got a hunger, you've got a need. What you're denying, what you believe. You've got to take pride in who you are. Know you deserve all this and more. Nothing is written, nothing is set. If you want the future, you've got to get it. They may be smarter, they may be stronger, but you've a will and you've got a hunger. Oh, oh, I want to see you rise up, rise up.
Right, there we go. I think our audio and everything's fine, so... But... How have you been coping without Empire?
Actually, I've been playing lots of like D&D in the Empire universe. So
Okay.
the story's been continuing.
Who did you who, is it? You just using the D&D rules, are you? And you just put in?
Yeah, it's 5e and some homebrew, so it's, you know, kind of mix match, so it fits the universe enough.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of people have tried to write their own, I think homebrew specific rules, haven't they? And I want to. I've only ever played. That's Dawn. Hi Dawn, how you doing? I've only ever played D&D twice, and I don't know if it was for me. It's a weird one. Whenever I play tabletop, I play Vampire. I play Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf the Apocalypse, and I've just started. I did a Kickstarter, Dawn's Awake. So I think everyone's feeling you there, Dawn. To be honest, and I did a Kickstarter, and I treated myself.
Oh, wow.
To that, and it is the greatest tabletop game I think I've ever played.
Great.
It's so good. It is so good. But I'm I've played some Pathfinder, but never D&D proper. I think
everyone finds their niche with tabletop games.
Yeah, definitely. I think I prefer to run games rather than play them myself. I think I just like to be in charge. I think that's. I think that's the big thing there. It's. I just like to I don't know. I think it's the social aspect for me mainly.
Yeah.
I like to have a nice chat with people and just have a giggle, and then just go from there.
Yeah.
And as Dave, hi Dave, how you doing? Liked your latest chat. It was really good. Um, yeah, it's been fun. I'm definitely missing the field.
Yeah. Yeah. So
At
am
the
I.
moment.
It's been pretty brutal.
It's some. I think I'm looking forward to the next event that I actually run, because I think it's going to be very emotional. I think there's going to be a lot of
Oh,
emotional people
completely.
in that field.
Oh
I,
yeah, completely.
I think it'll
Like,
be.
I think it'll. I think just being in even the field where like Anvil is, I think it's really gonna hit a lot of people. I know it's gonna hit me because it's gonna be my first time with an IC tent as well. Finally
Ooh,
got one over the long dark and haven't been able to use it. So
yeah, yeah. I need to get myself one, because I tend to borrow them off of people when they've. I'm fortunate enough to know people who have spare tents and stuff like that. So, and the last event, a friend, he didn't go, so I borrowed it. I was able to borrow his trip steam, and they are the greatest tents ever. They are huge.
yeah,
They are so big. It was like I had a double airbed, a big table, had literally
wow,
everything in there. It was massive. It was so big. It's like a TARDIS, and
yeah, it can be huge.
it's really good. So because you've now moved into you're still Dawn, aren't you?
Yeah,
And you've made a new character now.
yeah, I did.
So how do you come up with your ideas for your characters thing?
The idea for my characters sort of just come to me. Sometimes they're slightly inspired by personality points of characters from other things I like,
Mm,
but this specific one is actually a big vent for personal trauma for me, and they're based off like the strengths from that. So they're
yeah,
quite a personal character, but that's why I like them so much.
yeah. Oh, that's good. So this is like um, a kind of therapy for yourself,
Yeah,
something to
I
do.
think
Yeah,
LARP can be for a lot of people, and I think it's sometimes important for some people to play characters or play parts of life they were never able to, you know, to really express themselves. I think that LARP can be like a true therapy for a lot of people.
mm. I yeah, I like. I was talking to Dave on Wednesday, yeah, on Wednesday, and when the sort of the stream finished, we were carried on chatting for like another hour, and we were chatting away, and we was just like, because I always ask the question, it's like, why do you LARP? And it led into some really interesting points, and I think mental health is something that I've touched on a few times. It's always brushed over. It's never really been a focal point in any stream or anything like that. And I think I tried it with Emma Round and Check, her husband. They both do crew and they do plot and NPCs and stuff. And they are very big in like mental health support and things like that. And
Yeah,
it was really interesting to hear how it's all how much LARP can help people when it comes to
yeah.
it. It's like you hear. Do you have you heard like you get the LARP blues, don't you, after an event?
I can sometimes. I think it depends on the character I've played
Mm,
personally and how many LARPs there's like left for the year. Like with my
okay.
last Empire character, they were so chaotic and just didn't care about anything that happened. I wasn't emotionally attached to things as much because they weren't. So
Yeah.
there wasn't much of a come down. But even after playing D&D as my current character, there's a huge come down because they're so emotional. So
Mm,
I think for me it really depends on the character if I come down.
yeah. So do you find that you enjoy playing? What sort of characters do you enjoy playing the most? Do you, emotional characters, or do you prefer the detached?
I like playing emotional characters more. That last character was just kind of a character for me to have a lot of fun, whereas I
Mm,
prefer characters that have a lot more deep things going on. maybe not like troubling things, sometimes it is, but more so just, deep thoughts about things and very strong beliefs. Like, I find that very interesting, and it
Yeah.
gives other people a lot to bounce off.
Mm. Yeah, I can see that. So, because you've been to Empire now for it's about a year, just over a year,
Yeah, yeah, just so.
and we had I think the best way to put it, describe it is kit snobs.
Yeah, that was bad.
I think so. We've had we touched on Dawngate before I went live, and we had that whole that you've got that whole debacle over there at the moment. And you went, I think, when you started, you went through something fairly similar. Probably not to that level. Well, definitely not to that sort of level. But it's still. I remember
Yeah.
reading it, and it wasn't a lot of the stuff wasn't very nice.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem that I think it was more so probably one person took because all the messages were anonymous,
Yeah.
and they just took such a huge issue with my outfit, which was obviously it was a Leaguer's outfit, but that's because my character came from the League. It's their first day in Dawn, because the whole point of that character is that they were literally like dragged into Dawn and didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So of course they were still dressed in a Leaguey outfit, but yeah, I don't know what the big problem was looking back, honestly.
No. Dave just said what? They said that's awful. So I am a firm believer in. I love the fact that when you change nations or when you do things, it's the magic takes a while to take hold in my eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you did, because you obviously, I mean, the kit was definitely Leagueish, but you were moving to Dawn, or you were now in Dawn, so it was the magic was taking its time. And I thought, because you actually gave me the idea for how long it should probably take for Mackin moving from Navarre to Wintermark. So I thought, well, I'll take it a bit of time. So it was, I thought it was really good personally, and I
Thank
know
you.
I know a lot of people did, and it was just a bit. I'm just trying to put it politely. Basically, people are pricks, and
Yeah,
um,
whoever that was, they were pretty vicious.
yes, yeah. When I turned up as Mac for my first event in Urizen, I had all the Navarre garb on still because I was going to play it through as the changing and stuff like that. Um, so Rachel's just said PD would have had to have some Cinderella type costume changes, which might be out of budget since fairy godmothers are out of season. Yeah, yeah, I can agree with that. It for me is I think people are going to wear what they want to wear, they can afford, and
Mm.
I've seen I've seen people wearing Nikes walking around that field,
Yeah, yeah.
and I remember having a chat with someone, um, and they just said they had their boots, but their boots got ruined, and I think they actually lost the sole of one of their boots, so they couldn't wear them, so they had to wear
Wow.
trainers, and when they had gone to PD, and PD just said you can only do what you can do, and that was it. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not criticizing them and stuff like that. Doris just said people like having opinions, basically, but no one wants to crowdfund me a couture historical accurate gown in my size.
Yeah,
I
like costuming is a funny thing. Like even when it comes to my house that I'm the Earl of, like we've said to our group so many times, yes, we have this color scheme stuff, but wear what you can. If you can't afford like something in the colors, it's
mm,
okay. Like we're not gonna force the colors or like the uniform.
no. It's I still remember because I turned up to uh, Empire, so E1 year one, so the very first event, and I hadn't really done a fest LARP or anything like that before. I had I can't remember the make of it, a grey polo shirt that I cut the collar off, I cut the logo off, stitched it all back up. That was my top. I had
Okay.
a really dark, sort of like military green t-shirt that I wore underneath that as another layer. so you could still see you could still see that T-shirt underneath.
Yeah.
And then I borrowed a pair of hero trousers off of someone, and I
Yeah.
wore a pair of black boots. My kit
Nice.
cost me £1.50. That was my kit. It
Wow.
was I would have worn that stuff out in the street. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. So it wasn't really proper kit at all. But no one came up to me and said anything. They all knew. I think I don't like it when people are like that. But it's when people are behind their keyboards and they're able to type away. They say some horrible shit.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
really,
they
really
can.
do. But your
I've had some
kits.
pretty vicious comments and stuff.
Do you still get it? Do you then or?
Oh yeah, I've had some on my Empire YouTube videos. Some people call me some really nasty, really really nasty names. Just because I do it in their content. Um,
Yeah.
like special treatment and stuff like that. It's horrible. Like I don't see what the issue is.
Yeah, that one's lost on me. Um, it definitely says more about them than you, that's for sure. Yeah, I completely agree with you there, Dave. I think there are a lot of people out there who see all the stuff that people do. I mean, your kit looks really good. Your kit
Thank
is
you.
fantastic. I look at everyone else's kit around me, and I'm just sort of going, wow, mine's awful. Mine is. I've got. It's in my room. I've got a black sheet, and I've got a red acrylic, and I just wrote people's names on it. That was it. So Mac's kit is so tragic, so
I
tragically
think it
bad.
works though. I think it works.
I like to dress like a bum. If Anvil allowed hobos, I'm definitely their king. So we've been lucky to not get any shit. We're doing the podcast, but my kit is nowhere near good. Yes, it is. It really is. I can't. I'm trying to think of people who have, I say, bad kit. I can't think of anyone there in that field who doesn't try. Like I said about the person with the trainers, I've seen. I can't think of anyone really who's anything's that bad. I mean, people in chat might have seen other people who have had really bad stuff, but I can't really think of any. The only people I think who have had bad kit would be myself, because my kit hasn't really
Yeah.
changed. I'm not made of money. I can't afford to go out if I've got a new character to replace everything. So it's
Yeah, like I think I just look at everyone on the field and think everyone's trying their best because, not everyone can afford a historically accurate like 3 grand outfit plus, historically accurate armor and
mm,
weapons. Yeah, I think that some people just need to be a bit more understanding of the world around them that, as much as there is a brief, not everyone has the money to follow it word for word.
no. Yeah, I do agree with you. I said something in a stream a while ago. Basically, I just said let PD handle the dick, and Kai Gillespie did a wonderful Photoshop job for me, and it's me doing this, and it just says let PD handle the dick above it. It can be taken either way. It can be taken any way you want.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could handle it very, very well, as well as deal, as well as deal with it. So I think I think PD handle a lot of the problems. I think with the stuff that's gone on recently, I think they were maybe a little bit lax and they were a bit slow to respond, but they deal with it. And I still have the utmost faith that they will deal with everything.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I can't imagine it's easy to deal with, honestly.
no, no,
Because they've
definitely.
done good by me when I've needed help. Like there's been a few times I've had really mean YouTube comments. Like I mean some really really horrible stuff, and it seems like it's coming from people in the field is how they say it. And I've tried to kind of
Yeah.
report names, but they've always come back like it's not in our database. So
Mm.
they've done the best they can for me.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can do. I mean, Chatu3, can you tell this girl something? That's all they've said. That's all they've said. Dave said moderating the internet is a nightmare. I don't think there's a perfect way to do it. No. I know my other half is my mod for this, so I'm doing it myself at the moment. So I'm trying to keep an eye on everything that's going on. I think they've gone. I think they left. Oh no. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Chatu3 says, "Can you touch my arm? Because I want to tell all my friends I was touched by an angel." That's amazing. Don't feed the trolls. Sorry, That's that would go up. That's way up there with like my. I mean, I'm 39, and was that a good one? I think that goes up there with the. It's like whenever I flirt with people at Empire, I have the. There's a website that you can get, and it's the worst chat-up lines in the world, and people put them in and vote on them, and I come up with those, and I use those, and I actually used the "Did it hurt when you fell from heaven" line on someone.
Mm.
I got stabbed so quickly; it was unbelievable. It made it all worthwhile. I was so happy.
I
But
completely relate with that. My last character, Dulcinea, her whole thing is that she was the trashiest person you'd ever met. She was a pirate and a highwayman, like the worst person ever, but she was extremely charming. And like per game, I'd get like 30 love letters and I'd just rob everyone. It was just for her sake. She was just doing it so people would give her money and then she'd be gone. It was just anything I could think of to even slightly like flirt with someone just to try and see how much money they would give my character. It was terrible.
see, I've tried that, but no one gives me money. I ask for as much money as I can from everyone. That it's a bit of a. It doesn't happen as much as I'd like. And I'm Mac and Grim. Grim's writing out the Anvil Book of Records at the moment. So Mac holds holds 2 records in it. He holds the record for being the first person to hold a record, and oh, that's just terrible, Tratty. That's awful. Are you a religion? Because you're the answer to all my prayers. I mean, on a scale of 1 to these are terrible, these are pretty bad. Oh my god, that's amazing. So, the second one is the record for most proposals as well. I've got in my bag that I walk around. I have a nice little baggie full of rings, and I propose to as many people as I can. I think I've proposed.
Great.
It's male, female, Briar, anything. I don't care. I proposed to a Valorn in a battle before. It's.
Oh my god.
It's great. What, as in pick up a book of records and hold them aloft. Yeah, I think it could be anything. We're a bit. Oh, Joe, I'm not going to read them out anymore, mate. They're just no. Oh, yeah, that's one way to get splinters. Thorny. Yes, yeah, but that's just the way you do it. I think everyone when they play Empire, they need to. They've got to be something that they can do to like find their character, find that little something, haven't they, to keep them going.
Oh yeah. Yeah, what's my last character? Her most defining traits, I guess, was one, like robbing people absolutely blind. Like, it was terrible, some of the things she did.
Yeah.
And also running from the militia half the other time. Anytime they were there, I was gone because obviously being a pirate, I was reported to the militia so many times. So I was out of there.
That's the best way to be, I think. As long as you're getting enjoyment out of the game, that's all that matters, doesn't it? At the end of the day, I think it's all a bit of a. It's just fun, and that's what you need. So, like,
It was great fun.
good. So, like, proposing to people and stuff like I proposed to the Empress 3 times. Um, so
How did
yeah.
that go?
Oh well, obviously I didn't marry her.
Tracks.
So that was interesting. We did have a moment where she took over in the Navarre army. So while I was still in the Navarre, and we went off to do a skirmish, and she had to be there for it because she was the general, technically. And we were doing this ritual. Well, I say we. The rest of the Navarre were doing a ritual. I was just stood there watching, hoping, looking for things to kill. And am I proposing to the next throne? Yes, especially if it's Beaumont. Um, so and she went down, and the Empress went down because the ritual was taking a lot out of her. And then we got attacked, so everybody ran off, and I'm just stood there, and I put my hand out to help her up. And and she was slowly going. She looked up at me to say thank you, realised it was me, and just went, "Oh." I was like, "Yeah, that's great. That was amazing." But that was a fight where I got to kill Andy Connell as well, so I was very pleased with that one. So
Wow.
yeah, I really enjoyed having a scrap with Andy. He's good. He's good like that. And you're gaining soft toys.
Yes, I am. More and more.
So when you how do you get yourself in the mood for Empire then? Do you have like because I know a lot of people have like music playlists. I tend to watch films and I'll watch something and that will get me in the mood. What about yourself?
I think it comes from me doing voice acting already that I can fairly easily snap in and out of character.
Mm,
Obviously, if I'm going to do a bigger scene, I somewhat need to psych myself up, especially given that now I play like an earl of a house, and there's a hell of a lot of people in this house. So it's a lot of shouting and orders, and it's a lot more serious person. So I know for this character, I'm going to need to probably just psych myself up. I usually like a few minutes alone, just think about who I'm playing, what they've been through, who they
yeah.
truly are. But yeah, music also really, really helps
Yeah.
for me as well.
Okay. That's cool. So it's I think we've lost the yeah, I think we've lost your troll. I'm sorry. We're not going to get any more terrible chat outlines. That was brilliant. Um, so what's been the highlight of the game for you since we've been in?
Singular highlight or highlights?
As many as you want, really. I mean, I had nothing planned for this. I was literally just sat at home going, I fancy doing a LARP stream. Let's see what we can do.
Um, I guess some of the highlights I've had was obviously my first game. Just the grandeur of the whole thing
Mm,
was like it was amazing for my first time. But it wasn't until my third game where my character, now retired,
mm,
fell into their own. The whole running from the militia and just flirting with everyone and then robbing people blind. It was such good fun,
mm,
especially when I have very severe ADHD, so I'd make plot with people, and then I'd forget. So I'd randomly have people coming up to my character, getting in my face, grabbing me and like threatening her, and I'd be like, I don't know what this is about. So every plot was a shock to me, which was for me was really
mm,
fun because it made the world feel, I guess, more realistic for that character because she wouldn't have remembered.
mm,
So like that was great fun. Like it's very exhilarating. And I guess one of my favorite things, I love being a water carrier when monstering.
mm,
I just adore it. And there's this thing, me and my group's monstering characters, they're just the water cult. And we say like three words, and they're obsessed with the war rhino, which they call the juice moose, and they hail it, and it's a whole religion. And it's just we were running up to it trying to feed water down its mouth, and when it died we were in a circle crying for it. Like I love like water carrying, and honestly just meeting
juice
people is
mousse.
so much fun. Like I
The
just love the
juice mousse.
interactions other people have with me.
Mm, the juice mousse. That's brilliant.
The juice
Love
miss.
it. Yeah, I do enjoy monstering. did my back in, so I was a water carrier for a while. But I do like getting out there and having a fight. But I think I'm more known for stupid bets with the marchers about doing stupid things. So I've twerked behind enemy lines to win a bet. I dry humped the land shark
Okay.
as well to win a bet. So yeah, it's about doing really dumb things because that's just the way the characters go. Harrison said, "I've used a dimensional key to prepare for LARP. Pop to another dimension. Xbox games. Oh right, okay. So Skyrim, Warcraft, ESO as well. So yeah, I can see that. I think it's written a D&D module based on his hope for that. Sorry, there's a loud bang outside there. Bit odd. Yeah, I mean, I watched. I remember because it's sort of like a lead back to the very, very first Empire, where it was snow, ice, people got frostbite. It was brutal. And one of the nights, one of my group, their family lived like 20 minutes away from site. So we ended up leaving site in the evening, going buying, getting a Domino's, a load of beer, and we sat down and got drunk while watching 300. So,
Nice.
so 300 has become a bit of an Empire film for me, I think. So I quite like, because the music for 300 is incredible. So I really, really like that. So what's your goals then for your new character, or can't you really say?
For my new character, basically the house I run, it's a guard dog house, so we're like employed guards for like a very personal reason to the mom. And the goal, I guess, for the house is kind of become just a common thing that people want to employ and work with, because some of our members have been LARPing for like 10 years, so there's a fair amount of kind of experience and stuff, and we really would love it to get to a point people would sit and think, oh man, we need this event or this venue to be guarded, and instantly think of us. So we're working quite hard even now to get connections all over. We work for people already. We've got certain jobs. We also hunt people down. So that as well. We've got some people we've been given consent to go after. So all sorts of things. But the goal is to kind of, I guess, rise up in the ranks as much as we can.
So are you going to be hiring your group out then as like mercenaries to fight for?
Basically.
So because there's a few of them that are going around. I think there's one in, I can't remember where they are actually now. I think it's the Marchers. You've got the Sea Wolves in the League, who are a really good one as well. So yeah, another mercenary banner out there is a really good. Yeah, it is definitely worth having. So, and I know that my group, we look to hire as many groups as we can, because I've got my own unit anyway. I'm a captain. I've got my own unit, and we're a shield breaker unit. And it's always about getting people who are able to hold a line after I tend to go through it, and I'm on the other side of it. So I need people to hold after me and stuff like that. Donna said, best LARP inspiration music is probably Princess Mononoke and Pacific Rim. Husband Face loves Conan by Basil Polyodorus. Husband Face. I think there would be a good market for bodyguards, with the Thorn being up for grabs. The Navarre have a contract for a whole year with the Sea Wolves. So, and they come in and they protect the healing. Oh, throne. Yes, yeah, with the throne being up for grabs. Well, there's like 5-6 people who are up for the throne.
Wow.
As well, which is quite interesting. I think I know all of them, and one of them I just don't want to deal with. he spurned my help. I have no interest in helping. Shame if anything were to happen to any of them. We could get Empress Mac, and then I could go insane, and then someone could murder my character, and we'll be all good. It'll be great.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my goal anyway, to become Empress, and then become like Nikovar, the insane. It's a simple goal. It's a simple goal. So yeah, shame if anything were to happen to any of them. It's how are you finding all the politics? What's your favourite part of the game then for you with Empire?
Politics-wise, I don't know too much. I'm just starting to somewhat get into it. The way my house works is that different members have taken different things.
Yeah.
I'm looking to get into the militia. Someone else is looking for military council. All the other people are looking for different things. Basically, we're all trying to get a foot in the door all across the empire. There's about 25 of us, all over. So we're a fair big number.
Mm.
But I guess for me personally, my favorite part probably will end up being hunting people down and chasing the people who've had consent to chase, because
Okay.
that's just kind of our thing.
Yeah. So you're more of you're like a bounty hunter sort of thing, is it?
Yeah, we're kind of half mercenaries, half bounty hunters, but everyone we do hunt, we have OC permission to basically go after them. So we wouldn't just go after someone just because someone asked us. We'd have to go check with them first. Are you okay with us? Like a group of 20 people suddenly surrounding you.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I could see that definitely being off-putting for some. Harrison, gotta go school run. We'll see you soon, mate. I will be doing a lot more of these, so don't worry. These all get put onto YouTube, so it's all So don't worry. Nikovar Mark II, Fiery Boogaloo. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So what was it that led you to Dawn then in the first place? Out of all of the nations there, what was it about Dawn?
I don't know. I just kind of was drawn to the whole, obviously, Arthurian knights thing. I just, I love like Lord of the Rings and stuff, so I felt like Dawn equaled a lot of things. And main reason I found Dawn actually easiest to costume. I was actually really interested in Urizen Varushka, but I just didn't at the time. I didn't have the money to like put together those type of outfits. And ever since, I've just kind of liked how Dawn worked. But these current characters, I think like 80% of them actually all hail from Highguard, so we're kind of a bit of both right now. So I'm kind of drawn into Highguard as well right now. But yeah, mostly it was easiest to dress for, and I've just kind of stuck with it because I like how things run.
So are you doing the Earl sort of in a big flancy dress type thing, or are you going for like the armor and more militaristic look?
My Earl character, yeah, I don't think anyone really in the house wears dresses because obviously we're mercenaries. So it's more the design I have. It's more like a big tabard that kind of comes down really far, and obviously I have trousers underneath a shirt. So from behind it could almost look like it's a type of dress, but from the front it's like very obvious more of a tabard. So it's kind of a hybrid of both.
Yeah. Okay. So if something were to happen to your current character, what would be the next nation you'd want to head off to then?
Probably Varushka. I've always been interested in going there.
Yeah, Varushka are really, really cool. Have you ever considered playing an orc?
I'm actually very frightened of the orcs, like out of character, and I'm like too scared to interact with them. I made a post about that recently. I even have a friend who plays an orc, but I'm absolutely terrified of them. Like absolutely terrified.
Oh god, I didn't realise. Sorry. Okay.
No, like I'd love to, but I'm like so just. It's the masks that scare me.
Okay. Well, that's fair comment then. I think you need to be comfortable, feel safe, and everything like that within this game, don't you? You don't want to be anywhere where you're going to be I suppose, too scared to come out of your tent into the orc encampment.
Yeah.
And that, so yeah, that wouldn't be, yeah, that'd be a very boring game. I think that
Yeah,
one, that would. Okay, so how about the Navarre or Wintermark? Because they're complete. This like from Dawn and Highguard, or that's the League. They are like the
I
complete polar opposites.
I did quite like Wintermark, but I feel like I have a lot of like heat issues. I feel like if it was a really high summer, I would literally pass out wearing some of the outfit brief stuff. And with Navarre, I was actually really interested in them,
Mm.
but I at the time again I couldn't figure out their brief very well.
Okay.
And I think I more so just migrate to where I know people,
Mm.
which is done.
Yeah. So what was it? How did you first hear about Empire then? Was it friends who were playing it or
I heard about it online. I saw a post somewhere talking about it, and I'd heard how many people went, and I'll give it a go, see what it's like. So it was just kind of it was honestly really off the fly. Like I booked my ticket like 2 months before the event. Like it was really just off the fly going.
okay? So you were pretty much planning on coming on your own then, were you? And
Yeah, like I basically did. Having no idea what anything was and what was even going on, it was a lot to take on my first time, like basically all alone. But
mm.
it was still really good fun. Like the scale of it all was mind blowing.
Yeah, I think that's what I like about it. Though I think it's the game is huge, the field is huge. You're in a field with 3,000 people, and you're just like you never. I don't think you're ever going to get bored
Yeah,
in
never.
that field. That's for sure. In my friends, they all played Maelstrom before it was Empire,
Mm.
and I hated Maelstrom. It wasn't for me. There was very high fantasy, and I just I didn't like it one bit. And then they said, "Yeah, we're going to do this," and we were the group that I were in. We were initially going to be in the marches, and then they said, "No, you're better off suited for the Navarre." So we went to Navarre, but we all, yeah, I think, yeah, we heard about it all when it was all still being written, and they were releasing it in little snippets. But it's,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think I could imagine not playing Empire now.
Yeah, it has consumed my life a fair amount.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely done that, and then you get these sad people who do like Empire streams and YouTube and all these
I
sorts
know, it's
of people.
terrible, isn't it?
Oh, it's awful, awful people out there.
Mm.
But it's and podcasts, yes, exactly though. Exactly, mate. It's yeah, I don't know what I'd do if it stopped, to be honest, because I
Yeah, I
don't
think a lot of people would be very lost.
I don't think that there aren't really any other big like LARPs out there that appeal to me. It's like Lorien Trust doesn't really appeal, and
Yeah,
Curious
Empire's my
Part.
only big one. I go
Hmm.
to smaller LARPs, like, but then again, Empire is absolutely huge. You can't really
No.
compare it to anything. But like my other favorite LARP only gets around 20 players,
Hmm.
and it still suits it. So I don't know what I would do without the whole the world scale of it, because the house I have now it become one side of it is the Empire, house side of it, but the other side it's become like really dear like friendship group.
Yeah.
So if like we lost Empire, a lot of people would kind of have to back away, which would be horrible. So I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, it's an odd one, that's for sure. I think because I play I do a vampire LARP as well. So I'd have that. I really want to try Conquest in Germany,
Hmm.
which is I think it's what 20,000 people go to that.
Wow. Wow.
So
That's a lot of people.
I think it's the biggest LARP in the world. I'm pretty sure of that. I mean, if I'm wrong, then I'll happily correct me. But it's massive. But I had a look at the site, and it's not overly intuitive about what you can and can't do, about the system and stuff like that. So I think we're blessed really with PD, where they've created the wiki and they've got all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think we're quite lucky there.
I think so too.
I think I'd love to try that one. And there's something called the Convention of Thorns, which
I've
is
heard of that.
which is set in the same place as the Harry Potter one that they did, but it's all changed hands now, because there was obviously a lot of issues with the company taking a lot of people's money, and a lot of people who are doing not very nice things, I think is the best thing to say about them, which is unfortunate. So, but it's all changed, and there's some new people who are running it now. So I'm going to try to get over to Poland to go and play that, and yeah, get my vampire on a little bit, just dress up and then shout at people. But it's like themes for all of my characters there. Dress up a bit and shout at people. So
that's always one way to do it.
Yeah, definitely. So would you ever consider in Empire running for the throne at all, or?
I don't think that my current character is suited for something like that. Her whole kind of backstory is that she's actually running from taking the throne of a chapter in a really bad chapter in Highguard. So the idea of like taking a throne again would be absolutely disgusting to her, because the whole thing is that she's running from one.
Okay, that's quite interesting. You like the you like story ideas where there's a bit of conflict and there's a bit of a dodgy history to your characters.
Oh, there's a very, very dodgy history with the whole house.
Excellent. They're the best kind. But then again, that's just Dawn all over. Dawn are just very dodgy. So, but it could be worse. They could be Highguard. Because let's face it, no one likes Highguard.
Especially my house.
So I slate Highguard a lot. I really do. Yeah. But that's because Steve, they don't appeal to me in the slightest. But I know I've got friends who play in Highguard. They're all in the Shatter Tower, and they love it. I don't think they would ever leave Highguard at all. They love Highguard so much, and it's great. It's something I've touched on in with a few other national ones, where like when we did the Navarre one, where it's like some people just don't like the Navarre brief. They don't like it. Don't want to be anything to do with it, so that they don't get involved with anything to do with the Navarre. But then you get the people who do like the Navarre and who love the Navarre and will never leave the Navarre. And it's like they're just constantly re-rolling the similar sort of characters and stuff like that. So, but that's my sort of feelings on when it comes to Highguard. I just don't.
Yeah.
Not for me at all. It's an unfortunate thing, but I do go in there every now and again to sort of poke around, turn my nose up at people.
That'll be what we're mostly going to be doing, but we'll more so be in Highguard to investigate, because most of our characters are runaways from Highguard. Like they literally fled to get away. So it's been difficult reading like 2 briefs trying to make sure my character like fits both.
Well, I think technically a character would only have to fit the brief of the nation you're in now, because you wouldn't. I don't think you'd need to make them fit another nation because you're not in that nation anymore. I would have said.
No, more so like in the.
Yeah. Okay. Some people want to do the grand tour, i.e., a character in each nation successfully, and some prefer to stay in the nest. Yeah. I've got. I know a few people who have done. Every time their characters died, they've gone off to join a different nation. And it's like, okay, that's great. I've only ever been, I was in Urizen for an evening, and then I went off to join the Navarre, and now I'm in Wintermark. So But I couldn't see myself doing anything else. I don't think my personality or my character concepts would fit. I mean, I'm either going orc or league next
Yeah.
because the group that I'm in at the moment with in Hurst Hall, as I was when I did a stream with Alex Smith, we were chatting around about like character concepts.
Mhm.
I've got a friend called Adam, and he loves. I think he's got like 2 character concepts for every single nation going.
Wow.
He loves
That's a lot.
character concept. He loves to come up with characters, and he's yeah, it's really cool. But I was talking to Alex, and he wants to come up. He wants to do the pirate thing, but he wants to do it in the league. So if all of our characters die, I'd probably follow him over to the league to become a pirate over there or something. I don't know. Be quite an interesting one. Pirates seem to be a common theme at the moment for
Yeah,
Empire.
they're good fun.
There tend to be a lot of them. But, it means I get to drop my Irish accent as well, which is
Yeah.
it's just gonna be weird for me. That's for sure. So when it comes to so we've touched on like how you get yourself like built up for Empire and stuff like that. So how do you what's your motivation then when it comes for making characters? Because you said that you get them. It's just an idea that you have. Do you ever use? I mean, not just with Empire, but with any characters. Do you ever like watch a film or a TV series and go, "Oh, I'd like to play something like that character"?
Yeah. I have a couple of times I can take bits and pieces. Like my last character, Dulcinea, was based heavily off Reaver from Fable 2 and 3. Like heavy based off them.
Isn't that Stephen Fry?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I know who that. Yeah, I know. That's a good. Yeah, I like that.
So like a lot of the things, like how they acted, was very reminiscent of how that character might
Mm.
react to things. So some characters are more heavily based than others, whereas my newest one, like the one I play now, Annalise, it's just Annalise. She just came to me.
Oh, okay. When I came up with, I mean, Mac initially was just he was a throwaway character. My first character had just died. Didn't know what I was going to do. Didn't really care. I turned up, put the Irish accent on, got drunk with friends, and that was it. That was my entire character idea. And then as it's gone on, he's become more of. Did you ever watch the old TV series Bottom? Do you know? Have you heard of Bottom?
I think
Rick
I've
Mail.
heard of it.
Yeah, Rick Mail and Adrian Edmondson. It's on Netflix, I believe. So you've got Adrian Edmondson. He's the bald, bespectacled guy. Funny that he is. He played a character called Edward Elizabeth Hitler. Yep,
Okay.
yep, I know. And so part of his personality was blamed on him. Have you watched Vikings?
Yeah.
So another part of his personality is based on Rollo
Okay.
as well. So it's I take character concepts from a broad spectrum of places. So I think that's what helps a lot. I think my next character there's a TV series from New Zealand called The Almighty Johnsons. Have you heard of that one?
Okay.
It's about it's Norse mythology, and
Okay.
essentially it's the Norse gods are reborn into this one family. So when they turn 21, they become a god, and there's a nice ritual and stuff like that. It's very funny, very well done. So you've got the uncle who's in charge, is like the head of the family, who's the god of games and the hunt, I believe.
Okay.
And then you've got you've seen The Hobbit, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one is it? Philly, I believe. Dino Gorman.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's in it as well.
Oh, okay.
So that's sort of where he made his name. and he plays Bragi, the god of poetry and words.
Right.
And the running joke in that is it's like he says, "I'm Bragi, the god of poetry and words," and then his brother, who is Hod, the god of all things cold and dark, turns around and is like, "That's more the god of talking women into bed with you," and that's literally all it is. It's really funny. So I think that's on Amazon Prime at the moment. So if you get the chance to give that a watch, I would definitely
Okay.
recommend that. But I've come up with it because I wanted to play because they've got Thor in it. Thor is a goat farmer called Eric. The guy his name's Eric, and he's this big guy. He's got the old Black and Decker hammer, so he's got the old proper little hammer thing there, and he's a goat farmer, and he hates everyone so much, especially rabbits. There's like the odd scene where he's got his hammer and he throws it off into the distance, and you just hear a rabbit squeal in the distance as the hammer's killed, and it's just like wow, okay, and, and stuff like that. It's yes, yeah, poor little rabbit, but it's definitely worth a watch. It is very, very funny. I'll tell that to everybody,
That's so
anyone,
funny.
everyone watching as well. It's really, really good. They've got some of the bigger, more famous gods in it as well. So
Yeah.
you've got Thor, you've got Loki, you've got Freya as well, and you've got the main character in it. He's Odin. So he's like the youngest of the family, just turned 21, and he is Odin. He's the reincarnation of Odin.
Oh, okay.
But they all say they've all got powers. He doesn't. He gets his powers when he's finished this quest to find
Oh.
Frigg, his one true love, and they're just like
Okay.
and it's very, very clever the way that they do it all. But it's like it goes on and on because he's meant to be looking for this woman, but he falls in love with his housemate and
Oh.
everything like that. And it's so well done, and there's so many twists and turns throughout the whole thing. I won't ruin it for everyone, but it's definitely worth a watch. And I know it sounds quite soppy and that, but it's very, very funny. It's
That does
really,
sound
really
good.
good. It is really, really good. But yeah, that's where I get a lot of my ideas
Hmm.
from, and um, it's like playing computer games and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like a friend of mine wants me to. He wants me to cosplay as Kratos. I don't think he will any. I don't think he will anymore because I've had a bit of a shave. So whereas my beard that used to be down to about here is now gone, I can't really pull off the Kratos look anymore. So it's yeah. So but yeah, not too sure what to do about that. But yeah, I get a lot of ideas from it all, from games and stuff like that. And I quite like to. There was a meme that people were doing about how do you see my character? It's like,
Yeah.
who do you see my character being like, and stuff like that. And that's quite interesting. I didn't do it myself, but it was quite interesting because I think everyone has their own concepts about how they see people and stuff,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
they? So you've been playing Empire for a year now. So how have you found the whole thing? Would you say that it's as you imagined it when you first came along to play, or is it completely different to how you first imagined it?
It is very different from how I imagined it. I don't even know how I imagined it looking back, but I know it wasn't how it actually is.
Mm,
Like a lot of things took me by surprise, and a lot of things were very good, and some things I didn't enjoy.
yeah.
But yeah, like now that I know what it is, it's good. But at first, it didn't hold up to my expectation, but not in like a bad way. Just
Mm,
I didn't know what I was walking into, really.
yeah. Yeah. So, what advice would you give to any new players then who are thinking of coming along for the first time? Because I do get a lot of new players who watch this, and that so I try to help as much as I can. So, what would be your advice to any new players?
Um, my biggest advice, honestly, would make sure you buy the right casting things because I've met a lot of people who haven't. get a good tent that's sturdy, get yourself up off the ground, wear layers, keep yourself as dry as you can. Socks are very, very important.
Yeah.
Always bring spares of everything. And a broader term, I guess if you can, find people to link up with in the game, because I have found that plot can be hard to find because a lot of things are way intense. That was my struggle when I started. Link up with people online, see, find maybe a little group of people to hang out with. If not, honestly, just talk to people. Like,
Yeah.
don't be afraid. Like, everyone expecting people to talk to them. Just be yourself. In the but be yourself, if you know what I mean.
In the broad sense of the word. Would you say then that because I suppose your first ever experience of other players in LARP wasn't a great one, being online. Would you say that when you got into the field, then that all sort of blew it all away, and everyone was a lot nicer than they?
Yeah, people were really nice, especially because some people recognized me from the post and people would chat to me about it. Yeah, people were really, really lovely with it, and even now, people are really nice. Like, I've had some favorite experiences of people recognizing me from YouTube stuff. My favorite one, which makes me laugh to this day, I was water carrying,
Yeah.
and the water carrier I always play is like completely just like bowing down, like they are just obsessed with like the orcs. And I ran up to this guy, gave him water. He lifted up his mask, drank, and went, "Oh, thank you. My daughter loves your YouTube channel, by the way," and ran away. And I was just left like, "Okay, thank you."
Awesome.
People are lovely, really.
That's really good. I like that. I mean, it's nice when you get people say, "Oh, I enjoy that," and things like that. I mean, because the hall that I'm in, we're close to Ashenhall, so I'm constantly around Mark Humes, Chris Trott, Alex Smith, and Chris Trott is obviously, he plays Grim, so Mac and Grim are synonymous as a pairing, really, and you can see it's when you get, I suppose you get people coming up to you when you're timed in and you're in the moment and stuff like that. If they try to talk to you, because I think they've had that problem to start off with.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a few times, but I actually give people permission to approach me in character because I can snap in and out, and that personally doesn't bother me. But I do try to stress that if a creator doesn't, if they say please do not talk to me like OC when I'm IC, I feel like people should respect that more. Like, I've seen it myself, like people coming up and trying to talk to them OC, and you can see just the look on their face just drop. Like, it's such a shame.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to the next event, because I'm going to arrange for we've got a nice little community here for this channel, and there are some. It's really good where we've got a lot of new players who don't know the game, but they're really keen and they want to come along, and then we've got a lot of people who are quite knowledgeable. I mean, they may be newer players and things like that, but everyone is so supportive of everyone. So we've got Dawn, Eva Shambles. Dawn, she is very experienced, really knowledgeable, and a lot of the times that when I'm saying something, I say, "Oh, I think it's this and this." Then you get the little corrections start appearing in chat. So it's like I can read out the corrections, because I don't know everything. I'm only talking from a passionate player's point of view. But Dawn is very, very knowledgeable, very, very experienced. So she's I think she in my mind, she's like the mum. Chat. She is so good, and I really can't wait to see everyone, and we're all gonna, I think, meet up and have a drink on a Thursday evening and see people. So it's gonna be really nice to do, and it's the nice community thing, and I think that's what I like about LARP the most. Is that everyone's in it together. You get friends, and you get everyone who just sit down and everyone just chills, and everyone helps each other, and you see a lot of shit happening about Empire, and LARP, and it's all online, and it's all horrible, and it's all toxic. But when you get into that field, you don't get issues. Well, you do get issues, but you don't get. They're not the be all or end all. They're not the worst thing imaginable and stuff like that. And that's what I love about it. I get really bad anxiety. So when I'm in the field, I know it doesn't look like it when I do things like this and the sort of character that I play in a field. I don't come across as having a really bad anxiety, and I do worry a lot. I don't want to upset people. I don't want to piss people off. So I'm doing I'm doing these sorts of things to try to promote the game and encourage people to be positive and go, look how amazing our hobby is. Because this hobby, this is a one in a kind. This is one of a kind, this hobby. You don't get anything else like it out there. So I do apologise for the screaming, because there's literally a school right next to my flat.
Oh no.
So, and there's a path outside. I've got like patio doors there. I'm on the top floor. I say fourth floor, top floor. And the path that leads to the school is right there. So if you hear lots of kids shouting, I haven't kidnapped the children. They are just running past running past. That's all. So what would you say is the most positive thing that's happened to you in the field? At Empire, I should say.
Probably the most positive that's happened was actually an IC moment, which really hit me, OC. I guess I basically played 3 different characters up till now. It was the same character, but they were very, very different every game. So my second game, there was an arc going on that my character, there was a poster for them all over Anvil. They were plastered, and it had her picture on it, an old picture of her when she was in piracy, and basically said, "Bring her to the League, we'll pay you, bring her alive." And it was the Reapers looking for her. They didn't state why, just bring her to us alive. And I showed it to a house I was hanging out with at the time, which was Descendries and Dawn. Showed them this poster, and one of the lords of the house took the poster, looked at it, went, okay. Showed it to the Earl. The Earl looked at it, went, okay. Turned around, went in their tent. A few minutes later, came out with a longsword and went, we're going to the League. And all of a sudden, there was a group of like 30 people from all around Dawn who just had kitted up. And I got taken over to the League. Honestly, I was like really nervous, like even out of character, because it was like a whole barricade of Dawn just marching to the League. And the Earl of this house, because like my character was like shaking because they were afraid, because they thought it was their past like really coming for them. The Earl just turned to my character and went, don't be afraid, walk up front with me, and took her hand. And that was like a really, really nice moment for me, just how many people had kind of gotten involved with me at that time. And that house, the Sendry, still means a lot to me. Like, they're all really lovely people. So that was like a really big moment to see so many people just join in and like jump into someone's like plot. And that's when I realized that, oh, I can just jump in with like other people's stuff if it's open and you can interact more openly and more people actually are interested in role-playing things. So that was like a big IC and OC moment for me.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like it when those sorts of things happen, and you get other people just coming over just to have a chat, and it's all positive, and it's really, really nice. It gives you the warm and fuzzies.
Yeah, it
doesn't
does.
it? It really, really does. So, right. So I think I'm going to end the stream here. We're going hour and 10. I've got about an hour and a half until we're going up to. I'm going up to stay at the future in-laws for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
So it's the first time properly socialising with with anyone for a few months. So it's been quite hard. So I'll end the stream, and then when we're done, I'll pick your brain a little bit. about a few things, and we'll have a little chat. So thank you so much for doing the very, very, very impromptu thing. It's very, very spur of the moment. I wasn't planning on doing anything. I wasn't even sure I was. I wasn't even sure I was going to stream. But no, it's it's been good fun. I like I like these chilled chats. That's really, really nice and stuff. But at least this time I haven't got like my pants on the radiator back there. That's what normally has. I watched some of my old videos back just to see what like the quality was like, and I was looking at that radiator constantly, going, "Well, there's a pair of boxers. There's some socks. Oh dear, this isn't good." So yeah, just a Star Wars T-shirt this time. So that's all good. Yeah, it goes well with my Red Dead 2 T-shirt. So it's quite nice. So. But still, right. So, thank you for doing this, Joe. It's been fantastic. I will end it there. Thanks everyone for coming along to watch. As always, it's always a good laugh. Thank you for chatting away. We'll do this again soon, I'm sure. Probably not over the weekend though, because I'm away for the first time in a long time. It's great. I'm hopefully going to have a lot of ale this weekend. I need it. So, right, we'll see everyone in the chat soon. See you all soon.